Hi there, this is Tom Romeo from PCS, and we're installing the brand new Traverse 2.0. So it's compiled on the .NET Framework 4.62. You can use the .NET Framework 4.5, that's the minimum. We're installing it on a Windows Server 2019, and as you can see from the video here, all of our software is digitally signed. If you download a package called Traverse and it's not digitally signed, as you just saw there, do not install it. Call us up. We'll get you the correct version. Right now, what you see is a PowerShell script, and it's installing all of the roles and features necessary to run Traverse. So it's got IIS, and notice how it went fast. This aspect of this video, from start when we double clicked install Traverse to the part where it says, hey, everything's installed, takes just under 30 minutes on this particular server. We clipped the video down to 8 minutes so that there's a lot of missing lag time. You don't need to watch a screen that's not painting. But you'll notice that we highlight the time in the lower right corner when we started, and we're going to highlight that time when we end. So right now it's extracting all of the Traverse components, and after that we're going to install. As I said, this is on Windows Server 2019. It'll run on Windows Server 2016, run on Windows Server 2012 R2. So here's the installation aspect of it. And this happens very quickly, but then the next piece is the actual configuration where it installs the Crystal Reports runtime. Notice how there's an F, a G, and an H drive on this server, and we're going to install Traverse on the F drive. I've pre-installed SQL Express on this server so that we don't have to go through that whole piece, but there'll be another video that shows how you install Traverse and SQL Express right from the Traverse installation so that you can do it all in one shot. And here we are at the actual Traverse configuration aspect. So the first tab, I'm going to click Next. The very first tab is the web client setup. Notice how we've got a web client site and a web service site. We're going to use anonymous authentication and forms authentication, and we're going to install the service, the app pool, as the local system account. We're also going to do that for the services, next tab, which is coming there. Also notice here that says C. We're going to change that to the F drive. So we're going to put all of Traverse on the F disk. And you will see in the next page how the SQL Server is using G and H for the data and transaction log. And we're going to go into how that was configured in another video. But like I said, this is the short video, assuming that you've already got Traverse, already have SQL Server installed somewhere, or you've got SQL Express installed on the server that you're using. Notice it's got the G and the H drive for SQL Server. And on the next tab, it's going to show that again. Let's see. And you see how we've got the different ports. This is how Traverse talks to the different services. Also notice here the database data path and the database log path. That's the transaction log. So now by clicking install, we're going to go for it. The piece that takes the longest is installing the Crystal Reports runtime. But if you're reinstalling Traverse, it doesn't do that again. It only has to do that the first time. Everything here is updated. So Crystal Reports is the newer version. Everything is 64-bit. We're no longer using the 32-bit version of Crystal. And everything is at the 4.5 minimum framework. I believe everything is compiled in 4.62, and it's using Visual Studio 2017 if that matters to you. So now you saw Traverse is done, installed, and you saw that we highlighted the time of the start and the finish. We're opening up Internet Information Services now. And the reason why we're doing this is because in a different video, we're going to do some other things. But for right now, we're just going to highlight the Traverse website and click on Browse, just to show you how simple it is to start Traverse. Now, of course, on this server, we had to allow for scripts to run. You have to allow for scripts. Or you can do it from a workstation that's not this server. You also notice we've got a new Traverse logo with the new version, and this is version 2.0.10 build 100. And build 100, that is true. That's how many builds we went through testing all of the upgrade aspects. And every version will have an increased build number, but this does everything that the Traverse 1.0 did, except that it's running on the newer framework and OS. So I just added the password to the administrator account, and now we're going to license. And to license Traverse, it's the same as we did in the past with the old version. None of this has changed. I'm going to just enter in a company name. It's going to happen to be Practical Compliance Solutions. And after we enter the data on this page, there's a little bit more, and then we click License. So we're not going to enter any SMTP data right now. This is necessary. You have to put in the archive and purge interval. And this is important. By setting this up front, you are aware that all transactions will be archived after 1 year or whatever you set it to, and all transactions will be purged out of the database after 5 years or whatever you set it to. Now we're just picking the default Dymo printer size. Go back to the archive page, and here we go, reset license. And now you'll see this comes right from our website, and you get a free 1-month trial. If after 1 month you're not done, you can then click that reset license again and get a second month. After the second month, you've got to call us. But you see, we've installed Traverse beginning to end in about a half an hour. Thanks for watching, and remember, you can download all of our software from our website.